Yema munyina ajo emma kwaba no du brem kase ne bre aso eno na ye de emma mo ewo fidie so se kase a etwa to enne anadwi kase de eba yenhwe ensema obabeti ebie deputy ranking member ohwe finance committee no nsem so asema wo kan se sikasem so afọ resign esan say wadi Ghana hwamo ewo yensikasem emo
sanso na so afọ hwe ye kwaye ene abade no ma twa ho ahia kire se ensem bi ekoso ewo boase fa galamsefo ne asrafo bi ensem no obehwe na fi omo ape committee na omo ahwe na ehu nsem nyina no omatumi aka no hu no kra ewo sa ensera meda abontin no emo
animdifo bi so to adwen no wahwe ape ekwampa obetumi afaso na omanfo ho achi wom no wape bambo ede amawo
sanso na Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association that just say omo posting na afi omo allowance na banhwe no nka ho nsem yi ema omo
obahima efiahye sedu nua bem
anim ado
kasien mu nsem eni Deputy Ranking Member Finance Committee ewo mrashibedwem hey Honorable Isaac Adongo asemo de etu dwan se Ghana esika sem so afọ e wo se sa bredi odi ni di breto okra esan se ekwan ofaso tutu omani sika sem no wadi omamuni nyina hwambo.
So having succeeded in turning us into a social welfare problem, if the president will not sack him, he should have the humility to resign so we can recover from our position. And that we are not even his children in the first place. It is a privilege to serve us. Don't call us your children because you have failed. You have destroyed our livelihoods. Today we are a laughing stock in the capital market. A whole country, Ghana, cannot raise 10 billion in 6 months on the domestic market. And the finance minister is the one still pushing this. Why? Is Ghana only destined for one finance minister, no matter how incompetent he is? Yes. Mr. Speaker, if the government of Ghana wants to get a chance to resolve the mess, I beg you, either they sack the minister or we'll get someone for you. Yes. But as long as we continue to have that minister, you are only pouring water into a leaking bucket and the problem will exacerbate. Yes. Mr. Speaker, there are projects that have listed here and that needs to be reconciled properly. We are aware that they came here for money to build stadium. They are still allocating money for the same stadium. There must be reconciliation. We are aware that they brought loans here to build Swami Interchange. They are still allocating money here for Swami Interchange. Mr. Speaker, we also know that Eastern Corridor lots 5 and 6 is already on contract under a loan project. If this is the way you are going to, if you just want 750 million, and you want a blank check because your situation is hopeless, tell us to approve for you. Don't come and put things here you don't intend to do. And that is exactly what we have. Just putting numbers together that simply don't make sense, that violates what we have already approved. Mr. Speaker, we are willing to help them because as they are now, it is our country we are now fighting to save. And we know where they are now, the situation is terrible. But they should tell us the truth. Are they really going to do Swami Interchange? Are they really going to spend this money on Lot 5 and 6? Are they really going to spend this money for sports stadium when they have already got a loan here? Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I reluctantly sit down and wait for the decision of the House. Thank you very much.
2022 budget has very strong fundamentals, which is also aimed at achieving economic growth of about 5%. Therefore, a shortfall in financing would derail significantly the fundamentals of the budget, which will hurt our economy so bad. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is important this House approves this facility in order to ensure that the economic fundamentals are not derailed. Also, Mr. Speaker, the committee was concerned about debt sustainability, but the effect of this facility can be contained within government's debt liability management, which has proven very effective under this finance minister. Both the cost of borrowing and the risk of borrowing have seen significant improvement. For example, the weighted average interest rate has been stable over the last 4 years, and the average time to maturity increased from 9 years in 2016 to 15 years in 2021. And so, Mr. Speaker, this finance minister has given effective debt liability management to the way our debts have been managed. And therefore, the effect of this facility will be contained under this liability management. Thirdly, Mr. Speaker, the facility is to be used for economic infrastructure in this country. The various projects that have been outlined, the Ofanko, the Sawam Road, the Edisu, Konongo Road, the completion of the Sawam Apeda Road project, completion of the Eastern Corridor Road in particular, is so important for economy and will provide an alternative link between the southern part of our country and the northern part of our country. And this is why I want to call on honorable members to support this facility so that we can support the growth of the economic base of our country. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yɛto asɛm no so akɔ asɔyɛ ɛhwɛ yɔman yɛn kwaeɛ yɛn saase ɛne ɔbaadeɛ nneɛma a ɔde akyɛ ɔman Ghana na ɛno ɛna fam agudie ho nsɛm akɔ akɔpie mu sɛ ɔkɔboa ase a mfoni bi akɔ akɔpie sɛ nnipa bi a ɛkɔ akɔyɛ galamsey a mmra ɔman Ghana mu ɛma ho ɛkwan na asrafoɔ a ɛhwɛ sɛ adwumadie no so no kwan a wɔde wɔn fa so no na ɔtum sɛ na ɔden nipa da nsuom na ɔmudi maa ne nkeka ne adeɛ ɛno na ɔsoafoɔ ɔhwɛ saa asɔyɛ no so ɔno abo Samuel Abu gyina pɔkyɛ sɛ na asɔyɛ no bɛhwɛ ɛde ɛyɛ committee bi agyinatuko bi aba bɛsi ɔno ma hwehwɛ mu na ne kura wɔ mu no atumi aba abɔnten na ɔma kyerɛ mu ɛde akyerɛ ɔman Ghana ɛma.
Ministry has set up an investigative committee chaired by the Deputy Minister for Mines, Honorable George Mekuduka. The committee was constituted yesterday. They began work earnestly and they've gone very far with their work. And we will produce a report and we will act on the report. Suffice for me to say to you that dealing with galamsey and illegalities in the extractive industry anywhere in the world is quite complicated. And you have some of these challenges and some of these setbacks and so on and so forth. But what is important is for us to assemble the unimpeachable facts first. And then on the basis of the unimpeachable facts, we'll take it from there. Always remember that the people who are purported, and I use this word with emphasis, who are purported to be in the video and alleged to be involved in this conduct, and alleged with emphasis again, are soldiers, are supposed to be soldiers. And if indeed it's established that they are soldiers, it will not be a matter within the remit of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources alone. It will then be a collaborative effort between my ministry and the Ministry of Defense and the leadership of the Ghana Armed Forces. And as you know, the Ghana Armed Forces is a very astute institution which is very adept at dealing with these matters. So early days yet. Let's be patient. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Animdifo wo afisema suye na afia suye hwa no ne nsem so NADMO any civil society organizations ahoro a bi efi ECOWAS no mu nyina aye enhyiamudie bi na woto adwen ahwe kwan a omanfo a wonwo aman ahoro so na ekokon amom ho ache wo mo atore nchim ahoro asi enti ama wo mo age omo ba bi a enye ne safo no obetumi akọ mo emwa.
The convention provides guidelines for preventing or addressing the root causes of displacement and also how to provide support to these people. So we're saying that first of all, the government of Ghana will need to ratify this convention. The government is already doing a lot, but we need to ratify the convention and then domesticate it and then implement it. And one of the ways to ensure that this is ratified is to increase the knowledge of the public on the convention itself. And this is one area where we think the media is important. We cannot do this alone as technocrats. We need to engage the media so that we work with the media in order to sensitize the public on this convention. We also will need to sensitize even parliamentarians, ministers, and other stakeholders on the convention and then how it can be implemented to ensure that we support the internally displaced persons.
When people are displaced, whether it's for political reasons or environmental reasons or other issues, there are still a key segment of the population that will need to be catered for, and their rights do matter. When their rights are protected, then we have a holistic approach to guaranteeing and securing the rights of our general populace. And that also puts Ghana in good standing. So our national reputation is on the line here. especially the fact that our own president is the president of the ECOWAS group of countries at the moment. It doesn't actually augur well that other countries have signed up and they've gone ahead to ratify, and Ghana is one of the few countries that is yet to do that. There are multiple competing demands for limited resources, and we have to convince government why it is that the issues around IDPs, internally displaced persons, are topical and they are worth the investment of government resources. So that is what we are seeking to do, to get the necessary information out and to also lobby the right persons in the relevant lead ministries to drive the process of getting the ratification going. So it's mainly resource constraints and also the issue of political will.
And displacement is so bad because it throws the country back in terms of development, in terms of making the people move forward. So we are working to see that even if displacement occurs, of course we know it will occur, and then that we should have put things in place to make sure that the displaced population have their rights protected, assisted, and taken good care of. Sometimes funds are not adequate, so government could also look elsewhere. Partners are always there to assist, both financially and also technically. And also we can also talk to the private sectors, who need some lobbying and some kind of information for them to know what they should do. So if government does this, and with the help of partners, then there could be funding to respond to this.
Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, omo edi sembia babeto monteso, omo sewa mo eka, omo kochia ebobo hutia wane se, beye bosume beye eduba kuni, omo allowance, omo ejino, emaye. Sanso, eno omo school, afi 2019 no, enipa 10,727 no, omo so, enya dia, omo tumi, enya posti na nasi, emo mbebia, onkwa koto omo adwuma so na pani oda omo no president ne Perpetua Ofori Ampofo no ene di domanima sansewi omo ne beto montiso onja aban se abanhwe no nka wonsem ma omo na yade a eha omo
ye wo omo wo schools say no a omo je achechre anan tete awareness for ne midwife for no omo allowance sa ye de ma omo na say ye ka say no up to 11 months of their allowances in Triamomo. 11 months near omo 3 years. Omo baby. Over second year for the first year for so almost various number of months yentria allowances na emma omo. Ufa omo year rotation na ye wo dodoana omo rotation allowance so yentria ma omo. Ina ya wa omo a wie rotation no a omo twen aban ama wa employ mo enti sa sama ya kan ni na so gina financial clearance omangan no mo so na ma financial clearance Ministry of Finance enti yesre se Ministry of Health no onyina yie na onhwe yenim se omo the letters ni bi akọ Ministry of Finance to ask for the payments of these allowances and to request for posting. And so no, yahwe ni mwa bibia MI. Yedi a trip in Pembebre, Akko, Office of the Director HR, Ministry of Health, and so no, and Konkosi she. And ti omo shemu wahe. Any oma ye ka oma sama mom yesre. Some Ministry of Finance, financial clearance no. On issue Emma trainees no omo I was into allowances omo year rotation every year yentria omo financial clear omo rotation allowance Emma omo kra ene omo gusu a omo year rotation na yentria omo allowances ne bi ma omo ene omo wie school ewie rotation omo tifie omo train posting ne pono ye omo bia portal no ye bi ma omo up to over 10,000 portal ni ebie ma omo ema omo apply for recruitment and so ebesi nei omo da so tifie yemfa omo adwumam
bebre na omo aka yaya aso ene akoma panso ayeden etie wom intiensie de ye hawo etu na ni mu wie no no so ya aso yeden etie yen
na ono nso se anamon bi e wo se omutu bi ombetu ayeden ombetu e de akwa ko hu mpanifo ne de amaye
na ye baaye no ye consent no ene ye hawo ye amane no ye de ni nyina e be dai ye motherboard aye GRNMA na eye emuayom de maaye no kire ye se ampa omota ye chi enu nti yenso ya je atum se ebenyo pepa ni ahwe o manim se omo ye mpanifo ide de ye bobo no ya kasa ho no ye be hwekoso ahwe o manim na emerepam no de ne pese me to abaye nim se onhu ye bobo na ye wo fie eye 2019 second badge for no on post ye na ye nko hospital ne nko ye nyuma ne yemfa mo ye man ya yetim
November ya wo mi 3 years ni aye wie su ye gusu tifie ye sra aban ene ni mpanifuo ene omo keka ho nyina ne se ye pa omo acho pa ye sra omo ndani omani no omo be hye na ya bre na ye gusu so bre ye sra omo pa
ye sra ye man panyin ne ye mpanifo se rotation necessary midwife ye started national service 2021 December no yes your financial clearance my e say ye de come na kwa adwuma ye mu bi ye ha dan ba bia ye free na omo de akoto ye nim obi a o se ye bedidi se ye betwa ye light bill ye bre it yes ban say o my your financial clearance na emra bonten se de be ya ye betimi start process na ye nsa chimi aka ye sika
Yadikasie eko ahomegiem ye ba enimado ene mpanyifo ede nkomobo ebe mamo ye kwa basisia